If you feel you can't grip the ball or create proper friction, this lesson is for you. I'll teach you 3 key points. If you remember them, you'll be able to loop the ball. First, against backspin to your forehand, regardless of the ball's height or speed. Do not hit the ball from this height. Your first move must be to get down and lower your center of gravity. Why do we make mistakes? Because we hit with a flat trajectory. When you get tense, your muscles stiffen, you fail to create an arc, and the ball goes off the racket. A flat swing path can't overcome the downward pull of backspin. Getting low creates the necessary space for a powerful upward swing to lift the ball. Your instinct should be to prepare and load your power, not just to react and swing. To do this, you must lower your center of gravity first. As long as you get down first, you can execute a high loop or a forward drive. Without this foundation, no matter how many techniques you learn, you won't be able to lift heavy backspin. The problem is that without lowering your body, you can't create a complete arc. Others create a long arc, ours is too short, so the ball can't be looped effectively. The arc here refers to the swing path of the racket. A longer, more upward arc is essential to lift heavy backspin over the net. So the first point is, you must lower your center of gravity. Where do you focus? Remember, when the backspin comes to your forehand. As I said, get down. When the ball comes, sink your center of gravity. This is the first key. Our weakness is failing to get low. Without that upward arc from a low position, your shot is insufficient. Their arc is long, ours is short. You can't counteract the spin. So remember, against backspin, your first thought isn't the loop or friction. It's get down. This is the most crucial point, for both penhold and shakehand. When the ball comes, the motion is the same, get down first. The lower your body gets for the shot, the higher your probability of clearing the net. If you don't get down, your body gets stuck. Just moving your feet isn't enough, your center of gravity has to drop. As I approach the ball, I don't just move my feet. I make myself get low, into a squatting position. Make yourself get down. When you do, your legs must bend. If your legs are straight, you can never get low enough, you can't go down with straight legs. First, bend your right leg, and engage your hip, then get down. You can even do it without much waist rotation, but you must get down. Watch, I'll loop without rotating my waist. You can still make the shot, but the precondition is getting your body down. Conversely, if you rotate your waist but don't get down, the shot will still be inconsistent and go into the net. So the key is to lower your center of gravity, load your legs, and then use your hip to drive down and forward. You must feel like your hand is preparing below the table to create the arc. Most amateur players prepare too high. If you film yourself, you'll see that when rushed, you might even swing sideways instead of forward. The point of force is wrong. So remember this first position, against a forehand backspin, get down first. You must bring your racket down, only then do you have a chance of making the shot. Why must you get down? Because you need to drive up with your legs. That's why my first point is about your center of gravity. My second point is about the body's arc. What does that mean? This body's arc is the upward and forward movement generated by the legs and hips, which guides the arm. It's the source of effortless power. It's get down, then drive up. Just remember these two actions. It's like studying for a test. You might not remember every detail, but you must remember the framework. The core of this framework is to drive up. Why do professional players loop like this? They all have this powerful, drive-up motion from the body. But as amateurs, we can't rotate our waist or engage our core like pros. That requires a strong foundation. So, what's a technique that even a 60-year-old can master? After getting down, use your knee and hip to drive forward and upward. There must be a driving up motion. The sequence is, first, rise up, with your legs, then drive forward. This sequence ensures that power is generated from the ground up, transferring from the legs through the core to the arm for maximum efficiency. This way, your body and hand work together to create the arc. Let me demonstrate. Get down, drive up. Get down, drive up. Get down, drive up. Watch this motion. Remember, this drive up from the body will make your arc much more stable. If you only get down but don't drive up, it looks like this. Still not right, it's missing something. So, after I get down, my knee and waist drive forward and up, in the same direction as my follow-through. The rotation doesn't need to be huge, but there must be a clear drive, and your arc will improve significantly. Let me show you. I'm driving up with my body. I'm not using much arm strength. Just one solid drive, and you'll get that arc. This essentially guarantees a basic arc for your shot, created by friction. So there are two drive components, one from the knee, and one from the hip. When you loop, first get down, and second, think about driving forward powerfully with your body to engage its strength. Once you engage your body, even if your tense and your arm swing is poor, your body's arc will help you lift the ball and create a stable shot. Think of the body's motion as a safety net. Even if your arm is tense, the larger muscles of your legs and core provide a consistent base for the shot. So if the ball comes and your body doesn't move, you're relying entirely on your hand. If your hand stiffens, you will definitely miss-hit the spin. So what do? To ensure stability, after getting down, use that drive-up motion. Even if your arm is stiff and there's no friction from your hand, your body will help complete the arc, making the shot is the key. So where is the point of force? First, the legs, second, the hip. Even if you don't do it perfectly, just having this awareness is much better than standing still and relying only on your hand. So, after getting down comes the drive up or push off. Both terms work. The key point is to use your body. Against heavy backspin, if I don't use my body, the ball will go in the net. But if I do, it goes on the table. This is because my body's drive plus my hand's friction completes the arc. The third point, if you feel you're too late, is about timing. We often rush against backspin as if it were topspin. The rhythm is too fast. Let me demonstrate this rhythm. No matter how slow I am, I can still loop the ball. So the third thing I want to talk about is timing. If you're making errors when first learning to loop, don't hit at the peak or on the rise. Hit the ball at the beginning of its descent. Hitting the ball as it falls gives you more time to get into the correct low position and execute a full, upward swing, greatly increasing consistency. Professionals might power loop on the rise, but we amateurs don't have that much training time. So within our limited time, what should we do? Wait for the ball to start falling. This gives you time to create a longer arc. Slow your rhythm down, don't rush. For example, when receiving backspin, avoid this kind of rush timing. What habit should we build instead? Slow the rhythm down. Mentally count 1, 2, 3. Count the beat in your head 1, 2. Then wait for the ball. Waiting allows you to get down properly. Even if you can reach the high point, don't. Wait for the falling point. Finish your stroke completely on this one ball first. Then worry about follow-up shots or power later. Get your timing right. Just wait for the falling point. Let me demonstrate again. 1, 2, wait for it to drop. Just wait for that point. You see how I'm very slow on that contact point? I'm extending the time, getting down, and then thinking about my body and hand motions. Just those two things. If you always try to power loop like a pro, it might look good in practice, but in a match, you'll miss the timing, your footwork will be off, and you'll make errors. Right, miss two and you lose the confidence to attack. So when you're really tense, remember my 2 points. First, drop your wrist. Why? Because when I get tense, I subconsciously grip the racket extremely tight. So what do you do first? Drop and relax your wrist. After dropping your wrist, I'll teach you a method. For pen hold, use your back 3 fingers to flick or push. First, drop the wrist, then use the back 3 fingers to flick the racket head. On the forehand, flick the racket head. You see how the racket head naturally drops slightly? Watch my shot. I flick it up. Which fingers provide the force? When you're tense, the first step is to relax. Relaxing the wrist achieves this. The second step is to use the back 3 fingers to flick. Even if your main swing is from the arm, this little motion, watch, is something you must do correctly. This rotation of the racket head, by activating your wrist, creates friction. Once you have friction, you can guarantee the ball goes over. This is the essence of creating spin. The rapid acceleration of the racket head at contact brushes the ball, imparting topspin to counteract the incoming backspin. Make 2 or 3 like this, and your rhythm will return. The fear is missing the first one, then freezing up, and losing the game. And now matches are best of 5. So when you play, use the back 3 fingers for pen hold. Just this flick. In that moment, you won't remember complex mechanics, just think about your wrist and fingers. That alone can ensure you make the shot. For shakehand, it's the same principle. This is a crucial skill. When you're tense, forget about the years it takes to perfect a loop. What do you do in the critical moment? Same as pen hold. First, drop the wrist. Then, use your middle finger and index finger to flick. To what extent? You should feel the force of this flick, snap. It has to flick up. Because you need this rotation to lift a backspin ball over the net. This is the core of explosive power. Otherwise, if you just swing your arm hard but have no friction, no matter how much you drive up with your body, the ball will still go in the net. Just this one action. This single motion is enough. You can simplify the other motions and just do your normal swing. But when you're very tense and a backspin comes to your forehand, remember 4 things. 1. Get down. 2. Drive with your body. 3. Control your timing at the falling point. 4. Use your fingers and wrist for friction. All the demonstrations I just did involved using my fingers and wrist to create that final bit of friction. That's how I can guarantee the shot goes on the table. Even when I'm tense, I can make the loop. I can make the shot, right? This is the final summary, combining all the lessons points into a single, cohesive sequence: position, get down, power, drive with body, patience, timing, and Polish, finger/wrist flick. When I'm extremely tense, using the wrist is just one part. You must also complete the body motion. I'm not saying only use your wrist, but at the moment of contact, when you are tense, stiff, or afraid to use force, this small motion is the key to ensuring you make the shot. You can do whatever you want with the rest of your swing. The key point is this: you must make the racket head move to generate friction between the ball and the rubber. For both penhold and shakehand, even with a flawed swing, if you can ensure you execute this final flick of the racket, it will allow you to get the ball on the table even under extreme pressure.